We learned this week of discombobulation at large among American conservatives as they struggle to adjust to the new online manner of California Governor Gavin Newsom, whose official press office accounts have taken to posting demented all-caps philippics such as the ensuing, as read by Monocle's incoherent ravings desk chief Fernando Augusto Pacheco.
Trump just fled the podium with Putin. No questions, nothing. Total low energy. The man looked like he'd just eaten 3 buckets of KFC with Vlad. Is he afraid the press will ask about me? America's favorite governor?
Anyway, we learned that the proverbially upstanding people of America would simply not stand for this bellicose nonsense, and we learned this from ruggedly impartial Fox News arbiter Sean Hannity.
A new, performative, confrontational style. Maybe it wins you points with the loony radical base in your party, but America is not going to vote for that record.
Imagine someone ascending to high office in the United States with a performative confrontational style winning points with the loony radical base in their party. Ridiculous. Could never happen.
Don't take your guns to town, son. Leave your guns at home, Bill.
Anyway, we learned that, though the current US administration professes to be perfectly relaxed about armed citizens swaggering through the streets of American cities toting artillery, that sane countries think long and hard about issuing to trained soldiers, some lines are not to be crossed.
We are following new details about the man arrested for reportedly throwing a sandwich at law enforcement in Northwest D.C.
Yes, we learned that a suspect stood accused of assailing D.C. police, not with a pistol, a shotgun, an automatic rifle, or even a grenade launcher, but a sandwich. Actually, you remember that clip we did of everyone pretending to be aghast about former MP Will Quince resigning as minister for whatever it was, which we have since repurposed a few times, with someone just saying whatever the thing is over every mention of Will Quince? Let's have that, but with sandwich.
No,
sandwich.
Surely not.
Sandwich.
This changes everything.
Sandwich.
This changes everything. What are we going to do? Surely not.
Very good. I think we may consider the gravity of the situation appropriately conveyed.
I think so.
We learned that certainly American media and government alike were determined to react to this as if it was basically Pearl Harbor multiplied by the assassination of President Kennedy, as details emerged about the suspect and the sinister forces of which he may or may not be an agent.
He was an employee of the Department of Justice. He was an attorney in the criminal division of the DOJ. Attorney General Pam Bondi saying he's been relieved of those duties, saying in part in a statement, quote, "This is an example of the deep state we have been up against for 7 months."
From which we learned that President Donald Trump's campaign to expunge the deep state is making considerable progress if the deep state is down to flinging Subway wraps at the cops. But we learned that Attorney General Pam Bondi was resolute in her determination to protect DC's thin blue line, grimly declaring thus, as will now be read by Monocle's Grim Declarations desk chief, Monica Lillis.
If you touch any law enforcement officer, we will come after you.
Unless, obviously...
Newly sworn-in President Trump issued roughly 1,500 pardons on his first day in office and commuted the sentences of 14 of his supporters in connection with the January 6th insurrection.
You beat the cops unconscious with fixtures and fittings torn from the Capitol building, in which case, fine. We nevertheless learned that charges had been filed against the alleged sandwich hurler, though not, perhaps disappointingly...
Oh no.
Assault with a deli weapon. Hey, thanks for coming out. Elsewhere! You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Specifically, the Czech Republic, we learned that Andrej Babiš, leader of front-running party ANO in the Czech Republic's current general election campaign, has taken his admiration for US President Donald Trump to new heights, or depending on one's perspective, new depths. The two men already had much in common: wealthy businessmen before entering politics, rowdy populist demagogues, not massively keen on foreigners, routinely accused of various non-legal shenanigans, weirdly fond of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Let's have some generic Central European folk music, Atmosphere, and that. Maybe a bit easier on the accordions? Better. We learned that Trump and Babis now share the quirk of having a prominent lieutenant with apparently murderous designs upon dogs. The Czech remake of US Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, and by her own account of having once shot a misbehaving family pet, No Dog, am I right, being ANO MP Margita Balashtikova. We learned via leaked recordings that she had not only schemed to destroy her former spouse's business in an expression of jilted fury, and who among us, etc., but had discussed hiring someone to kill her ex-husband's new girlfriend's dog. Well, quite. Our lawyers tell us we have to make it clear that she denies everything. All right, settle down, Lionel. We did learn it is important to note that said pooch is by all accounts, and despite the nefarious designs of said MP, alive and well. And we learned of one key difference between Babis and Trump, i.e. that Babis is more concerned about the dog lover vote than his American analogue. We learned that Babis had not only undertaken a veritable blitz of canine outreach, which left no Czech mutt safe from a pat on the head from the aspirant Prime Minister, but that Margita Balashtikova had been dropped from the party's candidates list. Yes, she has been hounded from office. Boo! For Monocle Radio, I'm Andrew Mueller.